Is your battery running out when you need it the most? Well, I bought this ROG Ally Z1 Extreme for almost nothing off eBay because it was listed as 4 parts. We still have significant issues to solve, but Joysticks sent some parts to help me resolve this. The battery is well used and lasted just over 41 minutes on efficient Goat Simulator 3 settings, whatever that is, because that's what my kids are playing right now, and I was able to delegate that test. Their extended battery has 50% more capacity than stock, and my existing battery was so bad, this new one tripled my runtime. A screen protector because my son is 6, and that just makes sense. Then I bought some Hall Effect joysticks, and I bought a dock so I can use this on my living room TV. Other than battery life, we have the common issue where our triggers only register part way, but this is the worst I've seen because these go to about 35%. There are no replacement parts. It's so bad I can't even use the calibration tools, but I'll show you how to legitimately solve this in software. Speaking of lack of parts, if you can make a replacement Hall Effect trigger, then head to PCBWay to get your design into production. You want to check out their custom PCBs and PCB assembly service, among other products I've used like 3D printing and CNC machining. Upload your designs and use live chat if you have any questions before getting your quote. You can save $5 off your first order using the link in the description below. Seriously, I would love to buy these replacement parts if you can make them. Let's start with the insides. I'm expecting this to be pretty repair friendly, and right off the bat, it is, with 6 screws on the back, with the center bottom being shorter than the others, so keep that in mind when you reassemble. A few clips on the bottom to peel it back, and the back pops right off. Knowing I have issues with triggers, I want to make sure sticking isn't one of them, so I'll apply a little more multi-purpose lube that I had laying around for my 3D printers. I'll link it in the bottom. To do both the joysticks and battery, we need to start with a ribbon cable connecting both joystick PCBs. With all ribbon cables today, you will release them by lifting some sort of lever and gently pull it away using the blue tabs if you can, since those are more durable than the ribbon cable themselves, and set it aside. We'll also want to unscrew and remove the battery. Don't be afraid of the anti-tamper stickers that you'll have to remove. Let's pull our first joystick and start by removing the ribbon cables. Pull on the plug for the rumble motor, unscrew the screws, pull up enough to get the joystick through the hole in the front shell. With the PCB removed, you should have 2 screws on the joystick and a ribbon cable before it can be completely removed. The replacement joystick goes on the same way it came off, and I'm going to replace my joystick cap while I'm here, although you can absolutely wait until it's all back together. If you replace the cap, then you'll need to push with a little more force to get it through that front shell back into position. Screw it down, reattach the ribbon cables. We'll repeat for the other side, where the only difference is the location of the RGB ring ribbon cable that goes through the PCB instead of around it. Moving on to the battery, and keep in mind you get a full replacement of screws, but I always use the replacement screws if I lose the originals. The package comes with a replacement back shell which looks similar but doesn't look nearly as Republic of Gamers, probably because of licensing. That sucks, but it's a nice match. Also notice how there is a lot less going on to the OEM shell to make room for that battery. Following the directions, step 1 is to transfer the triggers and back buttons, which are pretty easy. The back buttons have a screw holding a spring, so be careful you don't lose that. You can press some L-shaped clips and the back buttons pop right off. Reverse to reinstall in the new shell. The triggers have 2 screws each, and when you reinstall, make sure that magnet is within the shell instead of outside of it, otherwise you get to redo this step later. There was a QR code I scanned and that you can scan too to bring me the instructions. It's not that mobile friendly though. The nav bar keeps popping up, taking up a huge section of my phone, was pretty annoying. Now back to the rest of the ROG Ally. New battery has wires already on it, so to remove the OEM wires, push back on the metal tab to release the plug and then lift straight up to completely remove it. Then you're asked to use the provided flush cutters to remove 2 plastic bits in order to fit the new battery. They cut surprisingly well, so a clean cut should be really easy. Set the battery so the Joysticks logo is facing up and plug it in. Remember to attach the wire connection by pushing down and then slide that metal lock over the adapter to secure it. The steps say to cover this bit with some sticky cloth. I have no idea what it is, and to be honest, we're just gonna do it. But if you know, please write it up in the comments because I'm curious. This kit came with a heatsink to improve cooling, so let's start by removing the black plastic sheet covering the cooling pipes. Peel off the protective plastic on the new heatsink, protecting the thermal pads, and place it, don't slide it, on the cooling pipes so that the top screw hole is still accessible. Reinstall that long ribbon cable we had and double check everything you've touched so far before closing it up so you don't have to do this twice. Alright, it's back together, but my son has a habit of dropping literally everything as his Switch screen is pretty beat up, so I'm adding a screen protector. If you've done this, then you've done them all. Step 1 is to use an included wet wipe to clean the screen, dry it, use the stickers to remove any stubborn dust. This comes with a centering plate that uses speaker grills to position itself. Kinda neat. Remove the screen protector, remove the protective film, and better than I do, slowly push from one corner or edge and let it slowly seat to the other end. This will promote squeezing the air out, and if you have stubborn pockets like I did, I'm using tiny tweezers to lift a corner and let it settle again. You do get 2 complete kits, 2 complete screen protectors, so if you screw one up, you have a second chance. Joysticks didn't send the dock, but I was eyeing it anyway. It's tiny, charges at 100 watts, and has a built-in stand for handhelds. I 3D printed one, but I like the included stand better because of the added rubber support. I'll just use a V-mount battery for now to provide power. My original issue with the triggers is that they don't go to 100%. In fact, they only go up to 35%. Most games do work, but some that rely on the analog triggers do not, like any kind of racing game. Calibration Armory Crate won't let me calibrate when it's so low, so that isn't an option. Unfortunately, it seems like that Armory Crate calibration is before any kind of other dupery, so it's just raw values and not adjusted. I updated, tried to calibrate in Windows, and scoured the internet and Reddit with no luck, so if you find more information, please put it in the comments below. With an internet utility and no adjustments, you can see even this sees that the triggers are about 35% engaged. What did work was a video I'll link below that had you dupe the ROG Ally with another controller. Add your controller via Bluetooth, and once it's connected, restart your Ally. As it boots up, make sure that controller's still powered on. Go into Armory Crate, calibrate, and when you do go calibrate, press the left trigger on the Ally and the left trigger on the Xbox controller at the same time. My calibration went to 100% and saved, and repeat for the other controller. Disconnect your Xbox controller, try going back to calibrate, and I am still at 100%. Not the hardware fix I was hoping for, and it could get worse with time, but for now, we can back into gaming since we don't have any other parts to fix this with. Thanks for watching, like, subscribe, but now that I can play Goat Simulator for over 3 hours, I have to return to my throne.